My only question is, okay, this is one of the issues with the Beastmaster at the moment. Wraith Pact is such a good item that this is going to be your
Yep,
buildup from
I know
Vlad's
where this is
offering
going.
right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it discourages you from building Helm on the Overlord because the Val or sorry
The value
the
out of
Vlad's
the Vlads.
component. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The value of the Vlad's component of it like significantly diminishes.
Yep.
So I think Beastmaster is in a very weird place because of it. Everyone who builds a Helm of the Overlord is in a bit of a weird place because of that one.
Yeah.
And how good the Wraith Pack totem is. I don't know who's going to build this game. Maybe it's going to be Beastmaster who builds it anyway, because Vlad's is decent on his hero with his boars and whatnot.
I think
But
you
the
still
Helm of the
have to go
Overlord,
Helm of the Overlord. I can't imagine you just don't go Helm of the Overlord on
yeah,
Beastmaster.
but then you don't have a Wraith Pack.
That is true, and you're playing into an Enigma. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is a lot of damage you're reducing between that and the Pugna actually, because the Pugna is going to be reducing all spell damage off on the heroes.
Mhm.
As long as you get the Wraith Pack totem down in the team fight, you're doing like half damage to people in the black hole. It is pretty crazy. So I think that Beastmaster is in a very weird place because of it. Hopefully they adapt. I'm interested in seeing whether or not he chooses to go the Helm of the Overlord or the Wraith Pact. I think the team at the Major made a much better case for going for this item than a lot of teams did before. We're starting to get picked up once in a while, but it hadn't really bled over to pro games at that point. It was sort of like a pub item.
It's about halfway through the
But now,
major, we started seeing it a
yeah,
lot. It was like right after the
yeah.
group stage or towards the end of the group stage, everyone was like, "Wow, this item's pretty good." EG didn't get the memo apparently.
Mm. He didn't get a lot of things last Major, man. It's rough out
What do
here.
you think about the tiny here though? Is this Costabile's hero? Is this going to be Gunner's hero? Is this? I mean,
Uh,
this could even
uh,
be Z Freak's hero. Like, Z Freak's probably gonna play the Wind Ranger, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking this is probably going to be Gunner on the tiny in mid lane. We've got a Chaos Knight who's certainly going to be one of the three. It's not going to be played in the mid. And I'm pretty sure Wind Ranger is specifically run in position 5. But Nouns have done some weird shit, man. I mean, they've gone Crystal Maiden in the mid lane.
I
You
will.
can't really predict where they're going to put their heroes.
I will say, earlier this morning, Gunner was streaming and he
Hmm.
did play Enigma.
Mid?
Gunner was playing Enigma this morning.
In the mid lane.
He was also spamming a lot of Lycan recently, hence the Lycan ban here.
Answer the damn question. Where was he playing the
I
Enigma?
don't know. I only saw it at the. I didn't get to see until like the 8 minute mark, so I was technically
Oh
working.
my
So the lane stage kind of broke
god.
down by then, but he was playing the Enigma.
I hope this guy's public match data didn't turn on. I need to look this one up. Where was he playing the Enigma?
But yeah, Gunner's been playing a lot of interesting stuff. The Lycan is starting to get picked up a lot, and I think part of it is this combination of the Howl damage reduction that a lot of people are kind of realizing is very strong. So the Howl has like an extra 20% damage reduction talent at 10. So you basically have like 40% AoE damage reduction on Howl,
Mhm.
which is pretty good.
Uh, all right. I can't look it up. I mean, every single player has like their pub data turned off. I mean, it makes sense if you're playing competitive Dota.
Yep.
You don't want that shit turned on. But come on, man.
Give me
I
them.
just want to see where he's
Just
playing the Enigma.
yeah. Okay. Terrorblade. Interesting. This
Well,
actually makes a lot of sense in terms of the Viper Lycan ban.
yeah. They just didn't want to. I mean, the Lycan ban it does significantly reduces damage with the Howl. The Viper ban, you just don't want to get like owned and run down the lane by the overwhelming magic damage coming out from the Viper. So for those reasons, yeah, it does make sense. It's gonna be kind of difficult for them to get through him. I feel like he's pretty good against the Chaos Knight. I do like the hero here. How do you think Nouns is gonna respond to this one?
The question is whether or not they want to run the CK into the same lane as it, right? Because it could still be a 3 position CK. And I think
Mhm.
that's what it is. It's going to be Costa Bile's safe lane, probably. Yeah, that'll be it. There's your Visage. That's going to be
C-pick
sick.
on the Enigma. Moo, position 3 Visage. Okay. I am glad this hero was finally starting to see more play.
It's going to be
This hero
sick.
was way too weak for way too long. And yeah, Tiny is gonna be played by Gunner, Husky on Wind Ranger. That does of course leave Costa Bele on the Chaos Knight. This is another hero that a lot of people have been complaining about. The Chaos Knight, the amount of lifesteal you get from Chaos Strike
Yeah, it's
is
broken.
kind of ridiculous. Broken, in your words.
It just gets 60% lifesteal. How is that balanced?
It's not. That's the fun.
Oh, that's the funny haha part of it.
Yeah, that is not balanced. I don't know. Which team would you say that you prefer here? I personally, I do prefer Nouns' lineup. Infinity looks like they did not adapt to the major.
I mean, Infinity's lineup is pretty strong, but my biggest question mark here is how well this Visage is going to do. Because that's the thing. It's like they get the Enigma here. Like late game from Nouns is pretty dang strong, but so is Infinity's. Like they have Storm Spirit, Terrorblade. I think these teams are actually pretty evenly matched, but
I think they're just going to get run over by Nouns. I mean, they could just pop off in the laning phase. A lot of it's going to come down to how well Mariano does. But I think the fact that you can't really go Helm of the Overlord, well, it's like diminishing returns that you get from going
yeah.
Helm of the Overlord and Wraith Pack Totem is kind of going to let them down this game. And any big team fights that happen, they're just going to get crushed by Nouns.
Yeah, and
I
honestly,
think so far,
Gunner's
so.
Tiny is going to get active really early as well. It's a pretty good lane
Mhm.
into the Storm Spirit. It's one of the reasons they picked it. So
Yeah.
for that reason with the Visage Tiny, like these guys are going to play really fast around Nouns. I think you're right. I think they're looking to like start going high ground between 20 to 25 minutes.
Hmm. Well, we'll see how this one goes. Again, the main thing I'm gonna watch out is how they play this Beastmaster. I'm all just watching Moo play the Visage this game. 46-37. I mean, this man has a lot of Dota games, and he hasn't played a ton of Visage. I'm sure that he's played a little bit before picking it this game, though. I think a lot of teams have been experimenting with it a little bit more in scrims after watching like Stog see a lot of success with it. Like maybe this Visage hero is viable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Aghanim Scepter is just super sick. But looks like both teams are going to run into each other based on where they're walking to right now. As long as you sit on top of this high ground here, with Ghost of Belay standing in front and with him having so many stats, I'm not sure they're going to be able to blow him up, though. They don't have a ton of ways to lock him down on Infinity.
Oh,
So, yeah,
they're going to walk right into the Pugna. A little bit of a slow reaction. He gets the, oh my gosh, the tree toss with the slow. Big reflection from Lumiere, but obviously Pugna's not the one that you want to be tanking that one. Very fragile hero. First blood goes the way of Z-Freak on the Enigma, which he didn't actually level anything. He was just right-clicking, so that's funny.
Yeah. That was hilarious that he just blind tree tosses up on the top of the hill to get that slow off. I mean, it is 25%.
Yeah, it was the gap close.
Pugna.
Pugna is a very fast hero. They do not catch him otherwise.
Yep. So, walking up the enemy high ground during the nighttime, they still managed to find that kill. Nice start to the game there by Nouns, and
I mean, that's not a
unfortunately,
lineup.
gold.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
The gold does go the way of Z Freak though, so unfortunately, they're not gonna have that advantage in the mid lane if Gunnar got it.
Then you go 2 and 2 on the runes. I was gonna say the Nouns level 1 is incredibly strong, and the main reason being the Visage. Right, that Soul Assumption is a ridiculous nuke even at level 1. Super low cooldown, very spammable, especially in those early engagements. So like you just don't win that fight. So really smart from Nouns to just charge up, like you said, blindly, like just knowing how much stronger they are.
Yeah. We'll see if this turns into anything in the laning phase, though. Again, I feel like the only way Infinity win this is if they just run over Nouns by stomping them in the early laning phase, and I don't think it's going to happen. You're playing against an Enigma down here in the bottom lane. A lot of your CS is just going to be denied from him using demonic conversion on these creeps.
He does have to be careful not to like feed any of these. That's definitely going to be an issue. And he is at the moment going to get the block off on the small camp. Pugna does get the ward off to counter block the hard camp though. So
I'm surprised the Pugna doesn't try to run down the Enigma here. I mean, again, huge movement speed advantage over him, but maybe he's just worried about how much time he'd waste trying to chase him around the trees there.
He's going to get aggressive onto Moo. I mean, Visage also very fragile without that Gravekeeper's cloak. So I don't know how that damaged it so. How did that do so much damage? Oh yeah,
Husky dropped in pretty low.
Got a salve though.
Yep. Oh, he'll go back up to full HP. Genic, it doesn't look like he's going to make a rotation over into the river. In fact,
Mariano in some trouble. There's the wind run for the slow. The shackle shot doesn't connect. They turn it on with the ink swell onto Costa Bile. He's got to be careful. One more auto attack, though, will be enough to finish off the kill. He's got a Chaos Bolt in one, but the Stroke of Fate from Genic will be able to finish it off. So 1-for-1 trade top. Pretty good. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Terrorblade sniped by Moo on the Visage, and that was with the Metamorphosis.
Yeah, he popped that. Looks like he was trying to trade with them, but just got way too much damage from that soul assumption on the. It's just not easy to trade with this hero. I mean, this is a tale as old as time. Anyone who's been watching Dota for a while remembers that this hero was the master of tri-lanes for how strong he was in lane. Even someone like TB is going to struggle against him. You know, your armor means absolutely nothing to the overwhelming magic damage.
Another trade top lane on the supports there. I mean, overall, like, Costa Bile, I think, is okay with this, because all he has to do is, like, go relatively even in the lane, and he'll be okay. But,
Yeah.
Mariano, he's instead going for this Axis build, which is interesting. We don't really see this all that often.
Yeah, he puts another point into it just now, actually. I think maybe he puts the single point into it in order to secure himself the range creep or whatever. But loving this one up.
Ooh, Pugna goes down bottom to Z-Freak, and Moo still just barely surviving. But he's level 4 now on the Visage. Lumiere is not even level 3.
Yeah. He's level 3 now, as he cleans up a creep there, but they have their work cut out for him down here on the bottom lane. Mid? Oh. PP taking a lot of damage from that toss avalanche combo. He's probably going to be fine, though. He has all out of bottle charges. I mean, it would be great if someone could TP over the mid lane and you know, refill his bottle, but Pugna?
Oh, yeah? Just... Dude, this combo is actually pretty gross.
I mean, it's doing decent work. You know, it's just the movement speed trade that you have from this Grave Chill. Faster, like Pugna, you know, ends up giving even more movement speed over the Visage.
That and then the
very easy to run them
Eidolons.
down.
If you're, like, near these Eidolons, you're going to take so much damage so fast. Because the Eidolons are slow, but if they don't have to move, you know, it's great.
Yep. All right. As we have a moment, take a look at what Gunnar just did to PP. He makes sure the lane is shoved all the way into the tower, so PP isn't able to go and contest either of these runes. And then when after it's shoved in, he goes and grabs the top water rune, and you're so far back behind your tower that Gunnar's going to be able to beat you to the bottom water rune as well. So PP has to walk all the way back to base, wasting a lot of time, and going to put his TP on cooldown as well.
Well, Caster Curse as he instantly misses a CS. Just a way of balancing out what's happening here. No, you're right. This is one of the reasons like the Tiny matchup is pretty good. Like until Storm's level 6, you don't really have a way to get away from the Tiny. The Avatos combo is a ton. He also just has substantially more damage than you.
Yeah.
So it's like, say you go for like the Vortex and a Static Remnant, Tiny's like, okay, and then just Avatosses you for like twice the amount of damage.
Yep. PP actually didn't buy another portal scroll when he was back inside his base. Didn't want to spend the extra 100 gold. Let's hope this one doesn't bite him in the ass later. One of his teammates doesn't get like dive. He's not able to turn things around for them because of this.
That's what Storm loves to do with that first power rune at 6 minutes, right?
Yeah, just go teleport to a side lane, run somebody down, or walk over to the side lane and then teleport back to the mid. So
okay, we now have.
It was all about butterflies. We can see a butterfly effect from him not having this portal scroll.
Ah, okay, I see.
Yeah,
I was gonna say we're gonna start running into an issue here where Z-Freak is just basically jungling on this Enigma, and you now have Visage getting level 6, so the Terrorblade can't be bottom anymore.
Which means he's over in the jungle, and now your jungle's being invaded by Gunnar.
It's either being invaded by Gunnar or just taken by the Enigma, right? Like there's a lot less of the map already for the side of Infinity. We might see someone start like going to the top half of the map actually to kind of offset it. Regen rune's gonna be found top. So there's your power rune for the Storm Spirit. He's very happy about that.
Yeah, Gunnar's gonna try to toss PP.
He's gonna try and toss him into a shackle. Yep, there it is. But he's still got plenty of mana plus the regen rune, so they're just gonna try and waste it.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine, right?
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's gonna be fine.
Okay, he's gonna be fine.
They do force the regen though, which that was the whole point, right? They don't want him to be able to rotate to a lane, get a kill, then pop regen, and then come back, right? Like now he's just he had to pop regen just to not die. So
yeah, he's still got it going though, so he's gonna maximize use to this one, clear up a couple of camps, and it looks like make his way up to the top lane potentially. Mariano not quite level 6. if he did have this roar, I think it'd be a little bit easier to find this kill. Goes to Belay with the reads.
Yeah, it's smart too because they like know there's no one bottom anymore because of the Visage, so it's just gonna be a quick lane swap. Be able to take this tower down pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean they couldn't see the Storm Spirit. The Observer Ward they have on the Dire side over in the Radiant off lane didn't end up giving vision of that one, but he was off the map on the Storm. Mid lane is being shoved in, so they figured, all right, Storm probably rotating up to the top lane. Amazing read there, but goes to Belay though.
Yeah, really is.
He's pretty far down to the bottom lane now, though.
Yeah, I think he's relatively safe, though. They've got a good ward here, scouting some rotations in, so barring a smoke, like, he should be fine. Plus, you have Z-Freak, who's just jungling, right? Like, he's the one who's going to, like, tank any gank that comes into this jungle.
Yeah, so they're only going to be able to TP this tower, not really the outpost, and be able to catch him. Otherwise, Z-Freak comes in, hits him with an assist there. I think they said both teams going to be setting up over in the mid lane just a moment here.
Yeah, I really want to start playing more Visage. This is a hero I used to play a lot and I had a lot of fun with. I don't know why I haven't played him since. It's just my old boomer fingers, man. I don't want a micro.
My roommate quit Dota because they wouldn't buff Visage and just kept nerfing him.
Did you tell him he's a top tier pick right
now? Top tier pick is a little bit of an exaggeration.
I mean, if you were against Bet Boom, it was.
This is true.
That thing was first phase banned every game against Bet Boom. Oh, Avalanche. Toss from the gutter. Drops the Pugner right in the center. That is going to be a lot of magic damage and a big burst there. It's going to go the way of Z-Freak as they take the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. I mean, how do you set up here to fight them? Like, they have all 5 heroes.
And then again, this comes back to what we were talking about during the draft. They don't have a great way of fighting into them unless they just run over now inside the lane phase, which is very tricky given Noun's heroes.
Dude, I don't see them doing that well. They find Mariano. One bird drop into the second, a power shot from Husky, and now they're looking for the Storm, but he's got plenty of mana to get himself away. And they will go ahead and just D-ward. Dude, Visage also with the D-wards. Oh my god.
Yeah. Man, that was very funny. They just toss him over to the Visage familiar. They bring him slightly further away from his teammates. I mean, very small play, but yeah, it's kind of funny.
That being said, Lumiere is top net worth at the end of the lane stage. It is 9 minutes 30 seconds into the game. Lumiere actually basically tied with the CK, despite what looked like a pretty rough start to that lane. But the biggest threat, I would say, is this Enigma. Like, look at how farmed Z-Freak is compared to the other supports. Yeah,
he has so much mana regen. He started with the Ring of Basilius, went into Mana Boots after that, then picked himself up a Keen Optic.
And raindrops?
Yeah. He can just drop Demonic Conversion off of cooldown, Malefice whenever he runs into enemy.
They're going to find Moo here. He does get the Visage Familiar drop, but a DD rune for PP gives him a lot to work with, but the toss is there. The Shackle, it doesn't even need to connect. They just get the kill.
Yeah.
And now they're looking for more. Pugna on the run. Reality Rift to pull him back. Chaos Bolt to stun him up. One drop, and then the second, and another kill. Here's the tempo you were worried about, Neph. It's coming.
Yeah. I mean, it's very clear that Nouns were watching a lot of games during the major and adapting to the meta. And Infinity, it looks like they take a little bit of time off when I look at these two drafts.
I mean, this is like very, I almost said Zoomers. It's very Nouns-esque, where like they in the past like have played a lot of like very fast lineups. So when I think about it like that, it's definitely like on brand for them. Like they've played a lot of like 20-minute lineups where they just run over a team with some sick strat like this.
Yeah. And if we look down the bottom lane, we can see Mariano. This is what I was talking about as well. Before this game started, he is going for the Wraith Pact. I mean, he's not going to have that Helm of the Overlord. You get a lot of utility off of having a neutral creep. It gives you a lot of strength of pushing as well. The Wraith Pact Helm is amazing for taking team fights, yes. However, you've just gone straight into this Vladimir's offering, not able to set up a lot by yourself, and you don't even have boots yet. I don't know. This doesn't feel optimal on Beastmaster. I think the Wraith Pact Totem is more of a nerf to the Beastmaster than it is a buff.
Yeah, we're actually going to see a smoke into smoke. PP's going to get found. They're going to go ahead and get him out here. Genic, though, not going to be as lucky. Yeah. Question is, do they keep chasing? Moo's going to try. I mean, he finds PP. Storm Spirit's running pretty low on the mana as well. Husky Shackle Shot is dodged, but that's it. Mana pool is gone, and Z-Freak, he's got a black hole. He's waiting to get in range, and yeah, right on the money.
I'm not sure that one was necessary, Z-Freak.
Oh, but it's about sending a message, Neff. When you're playing the Enigma, all you need to do is send a message. I love the "you blew it" voice line. That one's very good.
Yeah. Husky, of course, getting up and close to that Storm Fifth there, slowed him with the winter run 15%, but black hole on him anyways after you get up that distance.
Yeah.
There's all out of mana too. What can you do?
That is the Blink Dagger complete on Z-Freak as well as Gunner, actually. So both of them have their blinks online now.
That much easier for them to get on top of heroes, start team fights, and probably find towers immediately afterwards. You don't take towers incredibly fast with the Tiny this game, because your build is just phase boots and a Blink Dagger. But CK and Enigma both can do a decent chunk of damage to towers as well. They're smoked up on Infinity. It looks like they really want to take a fight at the moment. Mariano did finish his Wraith Pact around the same time those Blink Daggers came out. It is a pretty useful tool for fighting into nouns. Black Hole being on cooldown as well now is like your only chance to turn this game back around. It's 2-12 right now. You wait for another black hole and you miss this optimal Wraith Pact timing, the game is going to go well for you.
Oh my god, he gets out. I can't believe Z-Freak can do this. He was hiding in the trees. He pops their smoke. He didn't even know that he popped their smoke. And he just blinks away and TPs, and PP barely misses finding him.
Oh, this is a tip game out.
Sick play, sick play. Have you seen how ridiculous Midnight Pulse is with the 15 talent? The
yeah,
plus 200 radius. Yeah, I didn't know that
Yeah.
talent existed until my friend was playing it just yesterday, or a couple days ago, and he cleared the entire set of trees near the mid lane, and I was like, wait, what just happened? Where did all the trees go? I was supposed to
hide in those.
I was literally hiding in them, and he revealed me, and I was like, what? My plan.
Yeah. I think this ability used to be used specifically to clear out trees because it wasn't incredibly useful in team fights back when it was called Death and Decay.
It was mostly used for jungling. Ooh, avalanche?
No, I'm talking about in Warcraft 3.
Oh, I see. Mariano with the roar onto the Enigma for the bonus movement speed, maybe, but you still got that Malif as he drops the Wraith Pact. Doesn't know if it's going to be enough to save him. Okay, it is, actually.
It is.
That item's pretty sick.
All right, the combination of the damage reduction there and the fact that they had to focus it down means he ends up getting alive, getting out alive. That is pretty funny. I think it's just going to be Husky's role, though. He's going to focus down the Wraith Pact totem inside these team fights.
Does Focus Fire work on it?
I would imagine so.
Can you Focus Fire? Oh, Avalanche. Lay Toss. No Shackle. He gets out. Okay. He didn't get the angle he was looking for there. I was gonna mention something and I forgot what it was. But either way, we'll talk about Mariano top lane.
You said you were going to say can you Focus Fire wards, but yeah, Mariano top.
Nah, they find Mariano. I was gonna talk about Midnight Pulse. Back in the day, you would just go the 0-1-1 build on Enigma, and you would stack 3 jungle camps, and you just full-time jungle. It's good stuff. Gunner's dead though. Lumiere plus PP, good combo. Finally showing up here on the Terrorblade, and he's strong, man. He's got the Manta done.
Yeah, I mean, how strong do you need to be though? The issue is you're fighting in a black hole, man. You got to remember that one. My Terrorblade is going to get controlled up in these fights, and you do have a way of interrupting it with the BKB black hole in the form of the roar coming out. But again, this isn't the recovery they need. They get a little bit of gold for killing Gunner, but it is not enough, not near enough.
I mean, realistically, they're not that far off in net worth. If you look at the different cores, Infinity to Nouns, all of them match up exactly. It's just Z-Freak. That is your 3K gold difference. Bottom lane. Reality Rift. Coastal Blade doesn't connect with the Storm Bolt. Obviously, doesn't bother throwing it, but Gunner's looking for him. Is he gonna find him? Nah, nice zip out there.
Yeah. One more zip followed by a TP just to get him out safely. He's still working on his BKB on the Storm Spirit. I am a little bit sick of seeing this build. Gonna be honest with you.
He's almost 6-slotted, man.
Yeah, he's almost got his optimal item build. He even has the Fairy Trinket. it is insane how much damage this hero does, and the fact that he's just invulnerable as well.
Yeah, super balanced as just as Ice Frog intended. That's a little bit of an inside haha for you.
Nobody's gonna get that other than me.
They didn't need to though. They didn't need to. It's fine.
So outpost now taken up at the top lane. Mariano shoving this one in again. It's a lot slower without this Helm of the Overlord. I would have much rather seen that than the Wraith Pack. The Wraith Pack is going to be useful for these 5v5 engagements, but you have to keep in mind you're not taking any 5v5 engagements against Nouns right now. Like, you've not won a single team fight. It's 3-15. So this item really doesn't make sense for this specific game.
It will though. At some point, they have to go high ground, right? That's the idea.
Sure. I'm pretty sure they just increased their
my
downward
gosh.
lead. I mean, they haven't even taken Rosh yet.
Look at Lumiere right now. They're
Yeah, dangerous play.
they're all trying to find them in the top lane, and Lumiere is just gonna go behind the tier 2 tower and start cutting creeps.
Yep. I mean, they're not going to be able to win this vision game. You have to make a pretty serious mistake on the side of Infinity in order to go down. This looks ridiculous.
Who needs a
This
An
looks
ancient creep.
absolutely ridiculous, dude. He's just running like boars in a spooky skull at him incredibly slowly, and then goes to be like, just goes, okay, I'll just walk away then.
Gunner? He's trying to find the Pugna here. He is gonna be able to get the silence off, but they will be able to chase him down. And a soul assumption from Moo. Plenty of damage to get that kill.
They're not going to be able to actually push this lane in, though. You do still have a boar up in this top lane for 30 seconds. You could kind of just play with the creep wave here. If it's pretty... Alright, he's not going to do that. Wave's pretty far back, though, before it connects with the tower, so they're going to waste a lot of time down in this bottom lane if they want to push the top tier... Sorry, in the top lane, they want to push that tier 2. Mid?
Okay, Mariano goes down.
Going down.
I was trying to find Z-Freak's courier, because I figured it
Don't
had
worry
something
about
on
it.
it, but it literally doesn't. It's just running around. But Z-Freak just going to start the Rosh on here.
Yeah. Better fans getting during all that as well. Yeah, why do you put the courier up on there? I'm trying to figure out why.
Scout a Hawk, maybe, if they had detection.
Does the courier have vision there?
It would see some. It won't see inside the Rosh pit, but it would see the Hawk.
Does it? It's got to be the reason why, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's that area at the cliff where it's technically outside the Rosh pit, so the courier does have like a little bit of vision right there to be able to scout that one out. They don't even have detection over there, though.
Yeah, they have the
Doesn't
sentry on the
reach that
high
far.
ground, kind of, but
I don't think it reaches that far.
not that far. Yeah.
I don't understand his courier's positioning.
An ephemeral masterpiece.
I'm sure someone will explain this to me. So we're going to get back into this in just a second. You were way too far away from the Rosh pit to be able to react to this one. Storm did finish up his BK... Damn it. Storm did finish up his BKB, though. Unfortunately, by the time he gets full mana again, he's TPing back to the base. At the moment, he's not going to be able to get into the Rosh pit in time to be able to contest this one. The rest of the team's way too far away as well.
Yeah.
And they've got a pretty good idea where Terrorblade is based on his positioning on the map. And, he is nearly out of mana, too, so he's not going to be able to fight them. Pops like a single metamorphosis. He's going to be out. Gunner probably wants to make a beeline over the Rosh pit as well, though. He's still working on his Echo Saber. I don't think Pugna wants to be anywhere near around the pit. Be able to take a fight against them there. So this Rosh is going to be given up to Nouns relatively free. Then after that, they're probably going to walk up the tier 2 towers. Then build a net worth advantage to them. I mean, the issue is that Wraith Pack is very good at a defensive fighting item. And you're fighting into another ward as well. Your damage is significantly reduced if you're taking a fight on the enemy's terms. And you can't get far enough to their base to be able to clear out the Wraith Pack totem or the Nether ward.
Yeah. And at this rate, you are going to have a Wraith Pack finished up on Nouns in no time. Like, Enigma, he's got the Vlad, he's got the Blink. It's not going to be that long. Like, at the rate he's farming, yeah, I'd be pretty worried if I was Infinity, especially if they happen to get this Aegis. Double BKBs. Do they have a third? No, just the 2. Yeah. It's all coming together for nouns.
Yeah.
It's a lot on the shoulders of Lumiere. Do you think the Terrorblade has what it takes to, like, you know, dish out the damage in this fight? I mean, he has to have a BKB, otherwise he just dies. But even then, you're still dealing with Black Hole.
You see what move wrote on the map?
Did I see what move wrote on the map?
Yeah, he wrote Snore.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Mo.
But his fate will always be.
Be like cleans up Roshan, picks up the Aegis, and BKB goes the way of Lumiere. So again, you've now hit this timing of the BKB on the Storm Spirit.
They're going in. Storm Spirit goes in. He's going to grab move, but there's the BKB, the turnaround here from the Visage. Storm, again, has his own. Trying to avoid using it for now.
That was good. If he can reset the fight, then they're in a great position. He's going to get his mana healed up, and I think they're going to go in here. You know, he did end up popping the BKB on the Visage, and Storm Spirit held his. So this next initiation, alongside the group stroke, this will be able to catch him, man.
It's just whether or not you can get like the fight favorable enough, because you still have Z-Freak on the backside. The Avatar's back. They find Lumiere. He dies. Gunner with the setup. The shackle goes on to Storm. The BKB never gets used
On either of them. This is worst case scenario. The fight looked so good for them there. They managed to waste the Visage's BKB. They're setting up around them, and they just get instantly stunned as they go in. They don't even commit the Black Hole there. There's nothing stopping now from just going up to the high ground.
Nothing at all. I mean, you have no buybacks. I mean, granted, their respawn timer is fairly low, but they're going to be able to pull the bottom wave here on Costa Bile, and they're going to be able to push so fast. Yeah, we were saying in draft, it was like they're looking to go high ground 20 to 25 minutes. It is 21 in the game, and they are already at it.
Using this one even faster. I don't see them being able to defend this one. Like, all right, the Spooky Skull.
It's out, man. That's enough.
And look, they're running. They're fleeing from the Spooky Skull, and
Yeah.
also, you know, the Storm.
Definitely not the
respawning,
respawns at all. Just
Yeah,
most of
the Spooky Skull. Yeah. Can we get a close up on the Spooky Skull?
Of course. I feel like we're missing something, though.
Yeah, this is important. Please watch the team
BP
fight.
with the BKB. He's going to be forced to back on out. Does throw the Vortex onto Costa Bile, but they do end up destroying the Spooky Skull.
I think it timed. Did it time out?
No, I think Visage killed it with the Familiars. Gets that juicy 20 gold.
Yeah. It's got to be worth more than that, man.
Nope, it's 20.
I mean, it should be worth more than that.
yeah.
That's what I mean to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Ooh. Boar shackled up.
Unlucky.
You got a lot of XP for killing boars. I believe it's like 60 experience. Great in the laning phase. Doesn't really scale. Mariano gone on by Costa Bile.
He got the Wraith packed off. Oh, God, I don't think it mattered.
No.
PP gets a Vortex off, able to run away. But they're going to be able to find the Pugna in the process. There's Decrep buying him a little bit of space, but Gunner, he gets the Avalanche, or he just gets a toss, rather, onto the Terrorblade. They do finish off the Beastmaster. I feel like Gunner, he's got his eyes set on another target if he wants it, but Nouns are actually playing pretty safe here. They've just trapped Infinity inside their base.
Yeah. And again, it is very difficult pushing the high ground against the Storm, against this Pugna, the Wraith Pack Totem. Like, he's just invulnerable zipping in and out of the base. So the bigger net worth lead you can build for yourself, but keeping them trapped in, you know, go for it. Is he just going to last another minute and 45 seconds? It's possible that he tries to whack away on the high ground for a little bit with this thing. But building up a net worth advantage, I'm pretty sure is what they're going to do here.
Oh, that is a great item for the... Oh, he's actually got a better one, though. He has Grove Bow. Got the Boots of Bearing. I have been told that if you buy this item, part of the requirement to activate it is to yell Boots of Bearing very loudly.
Who told you this?
A Suns fan, and it's a very credible source.
I see.
There's no... Otherwise, it doesn't activate. Like, you can press the button, but nothing happens. It requires mic activation. Mariano's been found in the trees by the Visage Familiars. Z-Free comes in. gets the call. Beastmaster, he's alive for the moment, but they managed to get onto Z-Freak. PP gets himself a big kill there, but they do manage to find Lumiere, toss him back. There's going to be his BKB, the 2-hero leash on the front side. It's going to be onto the CK as well on to Gunner's Tiny. He's still managing to survive, but Lumiere, that BKB is expired. He gets the Sunder, he gets pulled back, stunned up with the Shackle as well, but PP able to finish off the Tiny. So far, a great fight for Infinity, but they've got to get out of here. There's going to be the Aegis. Kostabile is back, and with the vengeance, looking for his targets, gets the Chaos Bolt. There's no decrypt to save him. They've lost 3, and they're looking for more. There's the Gale Force. You can't escape a big gust of wind, neph. Did you know that? PP, though, comes in, gets a Vortex, forced to leave. That's a buyback expended on the Storm Spirit. Ends up being a 3 for 5, but one of those was the Aegis, man.
Yeah. So, amazing team fight there for the side of nouns.
Oh, 3 for 6. That was a dieback on the Pugna.
Yeah, it was. I don't think that fight really could have gone any better for them. They managed to get the Enigma before he gets the black hole off. They blow up the Tiny, but you know, there's a pretty massive net worth and XP advantage going the way of Nouns at this point. So really didn't see them taking that fight into them. Not to mention the fact that Enigma actually completed his Wraith Pact totem before that last fight. Get it down basically the entire time.
Yeah.
Storm Spirit used like the second part of like the middle of that team fight, trying to clear out the Wraith Pact totem, but it significantly reduced damage coming up from Infinity there. Nice defense there. They keep their tier 2 tower alive, but they're not going to be able to get any extra control over the map, and you know, you fall even further behind after losing that last team fight. If your Storm Spirit goes down again, it's just game over. You just now hit the 25-minute mark, though, by the way.
Yeah. They do have
Dude,
the
he's
gem
got the
picked up
Nether
on Husky
Shell?
now, too.
Dude, PP's got Nether Shawl. There's no way that's better than Fairy Trinket, right?
I mean, he does need to magic resist this game. There's so much magic damage. They're going to find Gunner here in the mid lane. There's going to be the Ink Swell into the Vortex. Gunner is completely alone. That'll be picked off by Mariano. The thing is like Nouns went right, Gunner went left. It's hard to tell which one's correct.
Is this a Envy was left joke?
Yeah, maybe.
You can do better than this. Come on.
Come on. I thought it was pretty clever.
Whatever. All right. You just use the avalanche of the toss to clear out the creep wave, so he didn't even have Storm Spirit didn't even have to drop his BKB in order to clear out the Tiny there. Wasn't able to stall with that avalanche, so he ends up going down. Still, what, 2,000 net worth off this BKB that he's working on Tiny. If he had that, he would have been able to survive. But yeah, rare fumble there by Gunner.
Yeah. Mid lane, they will. I mean, it looks like they will finally be able to pick up this tier 1 tower. Mariano just chipping it down with the boars. And he's got it. They might. Oh, are they gonna smoke right under this? They do have the gem now, so it's a lot easier to scout these hawks.
But they'll be able to walk away on Infinity because of that, and they'll turn their eyes up at the top tower. They got Illusion chipping away at it. They got Catapult. They got Pugna.
Yeah,
look at that.
they're gonna get the tower.
The siege creep.
Yeah,
in order to keep it alive.
It's gonna cost them potentially quite a bit of tier 3 tower health here, as they are just walking right in on Nouns, and mid lane they will automatically fort. So fort down means it's go time for Nouns potentially.
Yep, they got vision up inside the base, by the way. This observer ward.
Oh, you're right.
It does scout out Mariano. They've got vision on him, and they decide to back up because of it. So they know everyone is up inside their base, so they think better of it. They don't want to push. Instead, they back off. Probably going to try to take control of the Rosh pit right now, as you know, we have hit the minimum Roshan respawn threshold, but it's going to be another 40 seconds until it's up.
For a while, we were seeing like this Ags build on the Visage is like pretty much like your main core item, but dude, Boots of Bearing with just like a BKB, this hero is so strong with nothing else.
Yeah. Boots of Bearing is just a good item, man. It gives you tons of movement speed and attack speed to all your teammates. Buffs up your birds. You can't be slowed for a little bit while you got it active as well, and so it's super good against the Pugna.
Yeah.
He drops a Decrepify on you, and you just speed away from him.
You're like
usually able to. Yeah, you're able to walk away from him whenever he drops a Decrepify on you, and does like no damage with a life drain. So, I think that for this game, it is pretty sick. Soul Crest obviously very useful for breaking the enemy team's high ground. A lot better if you want to be hitting buildings rather than hitting heroes, and they've got no problem hitting heroes right now. Just want to be clear out the base as quick as possible.
They've got a ward here that sees Mariano. He needs to be a little bit careful. Costabile is invis with the Shadow Blade. Wants to go in. They end up smoking.
Yeah.
Question is, will they catch him? It looks like they will. They're going to run right into him. He gets the blink up onto the high ground, though. Gale Force won't connect either. And they will back off. All right, nice blink reaction there from Mariano. And they smoke up instead on the side of Infinity as they want to be getting active.
Yep.
They have the Scotty finished up on the Terrorblade. This is a big timing. He also has the Titan Sliver.
So they do know that Roshan is up on the side of Infinity. They had a Hawk Scout in the reverse pit just a moment ago. So they didn't see Nouns into the pit. But I imagine, you know, that's exactly where they're going to be going. They know what the Nouns are up to despite not being able to see them.
We're going to go in. PP, he finds Husky on the backside. The BKB comes through. A nice Ink Swell stunning them up. Can he take Husky down in time? He survives. And there's going to be the big Gale Force Lumiere. Pops his BKB right on top of Costabile. He's winning the fight. Costabile's got to go. There's going to be the Black Hole. It's just onto the Storm Spirit, but there's no help. The Roar comes through. The Nouns falling apart here. Can they actually pull it back in? There's going to be the buyback. Z-Freak now on the run. The Shackles on the Terrorblade. The burst damage is there. Comes through from the Visage. Now Mariano will fall next. Unbelievable turnaround. I thought this was for sure Infinity's fight.
Yeah, then Visage ends up turning that one around. They end up clearing out Terrorblade incredibly quickly. I'm surprised how much damage they managed to do with it, to him. I think like a lot of magical damage coming up from Visage towards the end. By the time that they cleared out to the CK, I thought the fight was basically won there. But they were fighting underneath Nouns' vision that entire team fight. It made it kind of difficult for Stormseer to be able to get that much done. The Enigma managed to get the Black Hole off for like, I don't know, 2/3 of duration before it got interrupted with the boar, because he could see where the Beastmaster was coming from. And he knew that it was relatively safe to drop that one. But yeah, they make the choice not to even clear out Roshan. They just go straight for the barracks afterwards.
I mean, it makes sense. There's no buybacks. There's no BKBs. You got the boots of Bearing, and you have a Visage, right? Visage tiny. Yeah. Nothing's going to stop you from taking these buildings.
Yeah, the important part is the Storm Spirit's dead, so you're not able to clear out these waves, prevent them from breaking your high ground with the backdoor protection. So they want to take full advantage of that. And Storm Spirit's buyback is only on cooldown for another minute here.
Yeah, 2 tier 3 towers plus a melee barracks. I mean, that's a big win there for Nouns. 15,000 gold lead now, 8-33.
Yeah.
Oh,
fairly
boy,
one-sided
ceremonial
match.
robe. That is very strong.
They'll probably go with you.
Oh, they actually found a psychic headband though. That has to go to Z-Freak, right?
He's got quickening charm right now.
Oh, they're gonna put on Wind Ranger, I guess. Okay. I mean, cast range is so good on Enigma, but yeah, I guess quickening charm quite good. And there they are, back into the Roshan, round number 2.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Roshan's gonna win this one.
No.
Unlucky.
Next objective would be pushing down the top lane over that tier 2 tower.
They got the Black Hole shard. I was curious how this would work with Gale Force. I was really wanting to see this. So now I'm very excited. Ooh, PP just yoinks the Arcane Rune from right in front of Gunner. That was very, very bold.
I mean, he's going to need an Arcane Rune and so much more once people defend his base here.
He's got the
going to
axe.
be, yeah, this is about to be very rough. So I don't think Nouns should break high ground right now. They're quite close to Black Hole being back up. They're quite close to having BKB on Z-Freak.
I mean, I think they're just gonna try and force it, right? Like they got the spooky skull down. They've got the Visage birds. They've got one catapult. And Storm Spirit's been found.
No.
He gets the BKB. Very close.
Yeah, the follow-up. The follow-up wasn't incredibly fast there. I think they had a moment of what the hell did this guy just do this?
Yeah, I think they were just like, wait, we caught the storm? You know, it's like a little bit of disbelief.
Yeah, it's not supposed to happen. So yes, they didn't chin the stunts up perfectly there, but I'm pretty sure the Storm Spirit, doesn't get caught in that situation, so they're not really expecting him to be caught.
Yeah.
Black Hole was still on cooldown for another like 5 seconds when they jumped on him as well. You
Yeah.
have it available now. BKB flying out to the Enigma 2.
And now they had the Arcane Rune. They're able to clear out both mid and top, stall this out just a little bit, but it has expired now. So it could be go time here once again for the side of Nouns. Costabile getting ready to go on the high ground. Has his own Eye of Scotty now. Gunner attempting with the Avalanche there. But they do manage to finish off the melee barracks there, thanks to the familiars. Oh, Moo. He just lost both familiars, and that was a resummon.
Yeah. He's not going to be very useful for the next 80 seconds here.
He's got an AC aura, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, it is a melee barracks. I think you trade a familiar for a melee barracks.
I mean, their melee barracks when they're losing this hard isn't worth that much.
All right, they smoke up on the side of Infinity. They want to try and take the fight outside of their base. Not an easy task by any means.
No.
The Dire scan hit, did it not? I think it did. And they're set up again in the exact same spot on the other side of this mid lane. And Mariano gonna throw the Hawk out. Gunner just goes in with the Blink Force Staff as well. He's gonna get found though. They get the Soul Bind onto 2. Mariano definitely would love to get a roar here. But now it's scary as Zefree comes in with a black hole, and there it is. They all get pulled inside, and the Gale Force is there as well. No one can leave. They get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, stunned up there by the black hole on the Beastmaster. There is no way for him to beat the team fight that way. They need him to be able to cancel this one. That is the only way they take these fights against Noun.
The thing is like, when you're playing Terrorblade, you just want to like pop that ult, or do you want to pop the meta and you just stand your ground and start attacking? But because of the pull in from the black hole, it makes this time frame where he can't attack anyone for those 4 seconds.
Yeah, he just got to be spending that time walking away from them. Either that or he's got his BKB active so he doesn't get pulled in.
Yeah.
By like the Gale Force and whatnot.
Avalanche, toss, just for some fun. Genic outside the base, and they just tap out. The GGs are there, and Nouns will take game number 1 in this best of 3.
Incredible performance by Nouns to open the series and to start the playoff back up. Infinity, not crazy about their draft. We did talk about that one at the beginning. It feels a little bit outdated, like it came from before this major. Yes, they were watching a lot of the games that go for the Wraith Pack totem, but on the Beastmaster, it just feels like it doesn't work. The hero isn't as good at shoving lanes by himself, and this is one of his strengths, right? You want to be able to get extra information on where the enemies are with your Hawks and have the strength to push in lanes by yourself and safely. And you do that with the Helm of the Dominator and your Boars, and go for the Wraith Pact instead. You can't really go for that Helm Dominator upgrade into Helm of the Overlord. But Noun's looking incredibly good. Super psyched to see more of this Visage hero, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a slow and steady win from them. And, I mean, Moo went 13-0 and 19. So I have a pretty good feeling Visage might be receiving a ban at the beginning of the next phase. But, then you have to weigh your cards. Like, which hero can you let through the draft, right? Are you going to let Mars in? Like, you can't do that. So it'll be interesting.
I'm as afraid of Moo on Mars. I am a Moo on Visage.
And then you got his Timbersaw as well. I mean, this guy's a gamer. He's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
But the Nouns, I mean, very solid draft all around. Quick game from them overall, right? So excited to see what they do here going into the next game. Again, it is a best of 3. We are in the first round of the playoffs. It's the upper bracket, so neither of these teams, tournament live, not on the line. But it would be really good to go right into the upper bracket finals. So we'll see what happens. We're going to go to a short break, everyone. Stay tuned for more here on the BTS Pro Series. It's game 2 of Infinity versus Nouns coming up after the break.